Well, howdy there, Internet students. Mr. Hermanson again. Today we are going to learn how to use proportions to help us find distances on maps. You probably would want a ruler to measure these distances, but I'm going to give them to you just so we can work with the same thing so you understand. But if you want to do some problems on your own, you may want to go get a ruler. Okay, so the first thing I did for this map is I want to know right here how many inches or centimeters. I'm going to use centimeters just because I think it's going to be a little more accurate. So I took my ruler and I measured this, and I found that the length of this is about 1.7 centimeters. So I'm going to use this ratio, and the fact that these measurements are going to be proportional. When you do this, you have to make sure you have the unit straight. So for every 1.7 centimeters, that measures 100 miles. Okay. Now, I want to find the distance between Duluth and St. Cloud on the map. So what I did is I took my ruler and I measured this distance right here. Now remember, this isn't by roads. Roads would have some turns in them and things, so it would be a little longer. But if we were to fly from St. Cloud to Duluth, so as a bird flies, how far is it? And when I measured that, I found that this length right here is 2 centimeters. I'll just label that right there, 2 centimeters. So when you make your proportion, you just want to make sure that you put your centimeters in the ratio in the same spot. So I'm going to put those at the bottom. And then this missing part right here is going to be my answer. All right, so you can go ahead and do that, cross multiply and divide, and see if you agree with my answer. So I got 117.6. Now that's miles. So from St. Cloud to Duluth, if you were to fly, it's about 117.6 miles. Okay, so for all these next problems here, you might have to do some measurement. I'm going to use my measurement, though, just to make sure you're doing it right. So somewhere on the map, you will find an index that'll help you locate things. We want to locate Zebulon Pike Avenue on this map of, I believe it's Minneapolis. Maybe it's St. Paul. I'm not sure. We've zoomed in on those numbers, and there's Zebulon Pike, and it says I-4. So I'm going to go up to the letter and find I, that's right here, and then to the number 4, that's right here, and then I'm going to find where those two cross. So I and 4, and so somewhere in this little area here is Zebulon Pike Avenue. Okay, so that's how you would use that index on a map. All right, so Douglas is helping his dad plan a trip from their house across town to his Uncle Warren's house. The city map scale shows that a 1/2 inch is equal to 3 miles, so let's write that down. 0.5 inches, 3 miles. Okay, and we want to find how far apart Douglas and his uncle live, and so Douglas measured the distance on the map and found it to be 4.5 inches. We're going to put that there, and now go ahead and calculate this proportion to find out how many miles that would be in real life. Well, I got 27 miles. Now, if you guys have forgot how to find the missing number, remember that you cross multiply, so you're going to multiply those two together, and that would be 13.5, and then you're going to divide by the other one, right there. So 13.5 divided by 0.5, and that equals 27. All right, so let's try some more problems like this. Here we're going to give you the scale. So So the scale you're going to use here is either 1 inch equals 30 miles or 2 inches equals 60 miles. Okay, so now you need a Minnesota map for this. Sorry, I forgot you need the measurement for that. I measured them for you. The distance on the map from Nimrod to Fertile is 3.5 miles, or inches, sorry. So you're going to use 3.5 inches for that one. And from St. Paul to Duluth, it's 5 inches. All right, now find those answers. All right, here's the answers I got, the proportions I used. Check your work with that. All right. So we're just going to set up a proportion given the information. It says it's if the distance from Virginia, Minnesota to International Falls, Minnesota is 75 miles, what would be the distance in inches on the map? It's the same type of problem. You would do your 1 inch, 30 miles ratio. And then since 75 is miles, we just put that on the bottom. And then up here we find the inches. So it would be 75, 1 times 75, which is 75 divided by 30, which is 2.5 inches. All right, why don't you try the next 4 problems. See if you can figure out how many inches it would be. Here's my answers. In case you're not getting the right answers, I'll just do one of these right here. I'll show you the proportion I use. So it's 1 inch again is 30 miles. And we have 100 miles in the problem number 9. And so right here we're going to get the number of inches. So then I just took 1 times 100, cross multiply, and then we divide that by 30. And you get 33.3 repeating. Actually, some of you might know that that's a third, so a third of an inch, but that's not important. You could write it that way. All right, so let's see if we can solve a problem. Mr. Miller, his wife, and 3 children are driving to Chicago. His daughter, Harper, who is acting as his navigator, is using a paper map since her cell phone has no service. Harper measured the distance on the map to be 5 inches. The map scale of 1 inch is 90 miles. Use proportions to find the distance. All right, I'm going to let you try and set that up, and you could try and figure it out. Go ahead and pause. There's my work. See if that agrees with you. All right, so you're ready to do some homework. Go ahead. There's similar problems. Good luck with that, and we'll talk to you soon.